All right, check this out. So right here, this is roll call number 4, I think it is. Derek's on vacation. No one else showed up. So Shanji and I just did some guard passing. I'm working on some different types of guard passing for myself. I'm trying to get a little bit more. Someone's playing the banjo outside. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but I'm trying to get a little more high step passing. So here we are looking at it. It's not necessarily supposed to be a roll narration, but I just started the video. I'm gonna just kind of talk to you while it's kind of going on. So anyways, UFC's up this weekend. Chimaev versus DDP. It should be pretty sick. Look at here, so I'm just kind of doing a little inside camping, trying to work on this camping game. Guys, I'm having a tough time with my balance when I'm doing it. It's like keeping my balance, using this camping plus high stepping combo, something I'm trying to work on. I'm getting too out of breath. Sean's a really good opponent to kind of work on this with, because he's got this like kind of wiry leg style. He loves De La Riva, and I'm trying to kind of pass to his De La Riva side. Constant throw bys, that's what I'm trying to work on here. I'm trying to crash on that far shoulder. Sean claims he doesn't like the high step very much, or high leg over the guard, but I think that's a lie. I'm pretty sure he does. Man, that banjo is jamming. So I started kind of messing with this style of guard passing back when I was like a white belt. And I was kind of like one of the first ones at this gym to start passing on the feet more than on the ground. Usually everyone just slapped and bumped, and they were started one person sitting, one person kneeling, or 2 people kneeling. This is what I remember from back in the olden days. And then I started standing passing a lot more, and I think now everyone pretty much starts standing passing. Even when we do Shark Tank or King of the Hill or the guard passing ladder, everyone's starting standing passing. Seated guard, supine guard. I'm having Sean's doing seated guard here, but he could do supine guard. I would prefer to have him in supine guard, honestly. So here in this video, we're just kind of doing 5 minutes of me passing his guard, and then 5 minutes of him passing my guard, back and forth. I like doing this because, in a way, it kind of gets you like in this mindset of I'm able to really kind of get into a rhythm and start working on passing the guard, start figuring things out. Here I am. I'm trying to cut an angle here on Sean. Look at Sean's holding my wrist. I don't know how to deal with this yet, so I'm trying to keep my distance, here. I'm waiting for him to kind of entangle that leg with the De La Riva. There he goes. That's what I'm working on. I'm trying to get out of this without using my hands, but look, I have to use my hand for it, and it's not really working too well. Sean switched off to the other ankle. He's back to the De La Riva ankle. Now look at this. I'm trying to trap it down for this high step pass, but I'm kind of trying to grab out of it. You see I'm standing on his foot trying to peel it. This is something I need to work on more. Just trying to figure this out and get this smoother, but I end up getting past here. I would kind of call it experimental in that phase. I know there's answers to it, and I know the way to do it now. I just need to practice it more. Here I am back on that ankle trying to monitor those legs. Anyways, back to what I was saying is, like, I feel like when I do these kinds of rounds with Sean, back and forth, 2 and 2 is fun, but also this kind of stuff's fun because it allows me to kind of session an obstacle, if you will, kind of like a skateboarder mentality. Look at, I'm monitoring the ankle there, trying to force this knee by. It gives me more looks at like one puzzle. Instead of doing the puzzle once and then continuing the roll, or doing the puzzle twice, then it's my turn back and forth. I have 5 minutes to attack this puzzle and adjust and go. And plus also you have this compounding effect of exhaustion and tiredness, because I could pass the guard for 1 minute, right, and I wouldn't see the full effects, especially on Sean. Sean's got a really good gas tank. I wouldn't see the full effects of how my efficiency and stuff is going on Sean by doing this. So we have a big UFC this weekend. I don't know who's going to win this. This is going to be pretty intense. My initial thought was, you're looking, can Kamzat win in decision? If he comes out of the gate hard and he takes the first 2-3 rounds, dude, he could win. Is DDP going to allow that? Who knows? I'm very excited to see how this all plays out. Now we're just kind of ripping this. This is all still that first round for us here. Kind of messing with these legs, throwing those things by. Guys, I think this is going to be a great passing style to add to my game. Supposedly, you're supposed to use this when you can't get to half guard or can't get to body lock. Sean's entangling my legs here a little bit. See, I should have a separate plan for this. I need to be stepping through that now, but that's not, once again, this isn't supposed to be a narration. This is just kind of me chatting. Okay, look at this. Sean asked me specifically during his round, he says, I want you to wrestle up on me. So that's my goal, trying to start to wrestle up on Sean and run this reverse De La Hiva, sitting through. Going to try to enter the leg, psych. I end up wrestling up like he asked, just because he wanted to. I saw the weigh-ins the other day with DDP and Khamzat Chimaev, and they both look pretty big. So it'll be an interesting little, it's going to be an interesting fight. I don't even know who else is on the card, to be honest with you. Let me see if I can find it here. I don't have service, actually, so I'm not going to look it up. I don't even know. I just know that this one fight is getting all the attention here, which is deserved, you know? It's a good fight. I'm going to take you through this last round where Sean's passing my guard, and then I'll probably end this part and just let the rest of the clip roll out. Here I am. Okay. Trying to find this X guard here, put it on my shoulder. He wants wrestle ups. He's going to get wrestle ups. I sit back, hoist the leg, climb the leg, get to the hips. Sean says his knee's hurting a little bit too, so we didn't want to go full on. He's kind of coming over a knee injury. I'm having him doing some stability ball work. Strong and stable knees for life. Check out that program. If you haven't checked out that program, you should check out Strong and Stable Knees for Life. I'm not trying to sell this program, but I just know years ago when I first injured my knee, I started doing the Strong and Stable Knees for Life program by Faraz Sahabi, and it actually helped me so much. Stability ball work, kind of like, the theory is like you have two athletes, one athlete, their knees are a unstable, shaky rope bridge, okay? Now just use your imagination, try to go across that bridge as fast as you can. You're probably going to go a little slower, a little more timid across that bridge because it's not as stable. Beautiful little octopus guard thing. But the other athlete has a nice, strong steel bridge with beautiful trusses, and it's very rugged, very stable. You'll be able to sprint across that bridge with no problem at all. You'll feel stable. You'll feel like you're able to move faster, so you're able to utilize more of your athletic abilities because of the stability that bridge provides. That's the same kind of concept we take with our knees, okay? Especially in MMA or Jiu-Jitsu. Look at our legs right now. Look at Sean's knees caving in. My knees are bent. His knees bent. Watch this next move here. I bet he backsteps. Yeah, because I'm trying to sweep him. He backsteps. Look at these weird positions our legs are in, right? This is why. Oh, beautiful, beautiful pummel, Sean. That was good, but I wrestle up for it. Try to recover guard. I don't know what to say here. But basically, it's important to have strong and stable knees, you guys. Strong and stable knees. So I personally have tried this strong and stable knees program. Here I'm trying to pass Sean's arm across. I'm holding that lat grip. Guys, I've been liking this. I'm trying to catch an angle. I'm baiting Sean. Watch this. I remember this. Oh, nice clear of the grip. I'm trying to go for this pendulum sweep. Sean's not having it, so I just flower sweep him that way. Slick. That's a new sweep I'm working on actually too. Practicing the pendulum sweep, the flower sweep, hitting triangles off of them. We've been working on that in their teen class we've been doing here. We've been working on that in our beginners class a little bit as well. And our children's class. Funny enough, part of our gray belt curriculum back in the day was this pendulum sweep. And it was something I never used much in my game from close guard, especially no-gi. But now I'm starting to kind of get into it more. I'm pendulum sweeping some bigger guys now. Look at this. I'm kind of messing here with Sean. Sean's standing with me. Sean needs to cut more of an angle here. Trying to highlight. Guys, this is burning my core. I remember that while we were filming this. I was like, ooh, and I'm 5 minutes of guard retention. This is also a great drill just for, look at these high steps. Trying to enter a leg here. Trying to push Sean away. Sean's got a good butterfly hook on me there. This is a great drill just to kind of get the abs going. Just to kind of get the abs tightened up. I'm wondering who's playing this banjo. I got the Fight Island shirt on. Big UFC this weekend. It's like a Civil War reenactment out there or something. I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to wrestle up, Sean. You wanted me to wrestle up. Take him down. Very good. I'm tired. I remember being tired after that one. So yeah, there's something to being kind of like in this crunch guard position, 5 minutes at a time, you know, and the matches I do in competition, first of all, I'm not a very experienced competitor, believe it or not. I'm really not. I've done 2 tournaments in my life, and I'm a purple belt, and I kind of feel like that's a bad thing in a way. I wish that I had done more growing up, or coming up while I was coming up through the belts. I wish I competed at white belt. I wish I competed more times at blue belt. It's just that we're in a strange situation. I'm kind of far away from tournaments. Our closest tournament is 2.5, 3 hours away, and it happens once or twice a year. And I just I didn't see how valuable it would be for me to start doing those at a sooner time. Here we are. Nice. Look at this. I'm just riding this camp position out. Trying to tire Sean out. Sean's got these long frames. He's coming in here. Oh yeah, this specifically, as I'm kind of going to north-south, Sean's been bringing his feet up over me. I am trying to figure a way to staple his toes to the mat. Boom, like this, okay? But he's so squirmy, he can just invert and try to come back under my leg in this kind of false reapy scenario here. I clear it, but still, I just need to work on pinning that down and either stepping through or passing through to what's it called, north-south position here. Let's see what else is going on in this video. But yeah, I wish from a competitive standpoint, I spent more time looking for tournaments, doing tournaments as white belt, kind of building up my competition experience, you know, in terms of confidence, in terms of just kind of record, whatever that means. Oh, right into a high step here. Try to control the armpit leg. He's off balance me a little bit here. Beautiful high step front pummel. Kind of riding it here. I wish my hips were facing towards him more, but it's okay. Pass the north-south. Easy. See how I crashed my head right down on his hip? That was crucial. Okay, here we go. Sean's in on my leg here again. I'm trying to bait this De La Riva. He goes for it. That's good. This is something I'm literally trying to work on here. Peeling those toes off. I need to be doing this without using my hands, because my hands should be monitoring that far leg like they are now. Okay, high step once, throw by. Trying to fight that last grip. Yep, keeping that down. Nice camp position here. This is another thing that I was working on here. I wrote this in my journal. You guys, I don't know if you're into this or not, but I have a jiu-jitsu journal, right, where I take my goals, I put my goals on that card, keep that with me. But then I also write down things that I'm working on, questions I have. So here's an example. I wrote down a question mark: how to avoid high legs on a Toreando pass. How, because I keep getting hit with high legs, people swinging their leg over my head when I'm cutting an angle doing Toreando. Look at this sequence right here. Here we go. I'm stripped the De La Riva hook, high leg out, beautiful, high step out, exactly, crash right down. The only thing I should have done there is just close that. I should have figured forward my legs once I got to knee on belly, so we couldn't enter my legs. But we're building on this. But anyways, back to the question. This journal I wrote: how do I prevent the high leg from coming over? And it's kind of cool because in one color I'll write the question, and in another color, once I've solved the problem, kind of worked on it, whether it be instructionals or practice or all these things, I write the answer down. But all in all, it's just a tool, a mechanism for you to kind of digest these thoughts and really make sure you're asking the correct questions while you're rolling. Because you might say, I can't get past the guard. Okay, how do you get past the guard? That might be your question. That is such a massive question. You need to make it much more specific. Well, I know for a fact, just for example here, I'm having a tough time passing the guard using a Toreando pass because of a high leg. Therefore, my new question is, how do I avoid or stop or minimize the effectiveness of this high leg when I'm Toreando passing? See how that question is different than how do I get past the guard? It's huge. It just gives me a way specific, exactly. So now I'm really understanding a mechanism of this. Anyways, if you want to know the answer, from what it seems like so far, is one, sharpen your angle. And you got to race that head position down to their far shoulder, really crash over to their far shoulder. That'll block and shield their high leg from coming over your shoulder line. It can be tough to do when they're framing on you. Okay, so that's the raise. But also sharpening that angle and getting to the proper kind of like J point is what they call it nowadays. Their jeopardy point, where you're right on that hip line, where it's like kind of chaos mode. That's the truth. And then that low leg is where the real battle is them trying to scoop that low leg and bring you back in to kind of re-put you back in guard, whether it be reverse De La Riva or something. Oh, look at that silly little move I just did there. So anyways, moral of the story is get yourself a journal, keep your goals in there, ask your questions. And then you can use it as kind of just a log. You can start logging, like here's the date, last night's practice. I logged some things I did. I was talking about doing some flower sweeps and some pendulum sweeps like I was just telling you about. How I'm kind of getting these down, working on these specific things. It's just good. Because, as you know, the hardest part of training jiu-jitsu is constantly staying in your mind, staying engaged mentally in what's going on as you progress through the ranks. Like in the beginning, it's easy to become fascinated. Oh yeah. In the beginning, it's easy to become fascinated by what works, what doesn't work, and the questions are so prevalent then because it's like you're being confronted with a whole new world of failures and weaknesses that you didn't even know existed. Like not even to mention like all these new positions and all these new guards and these submissions and what a Peruvian necktie. I'd never heard of that before. Like things like that, or like the world of leg locks. Like you're trying to understand like my leg's supposed to go where. Like, anyways, as you become more familiar with that, the newness and the grandness of jiu-jitsu kind of dissipates. And unless you're super diligent on finding little tiny tweaks or little tiny adjustments or little tiny nuggets of crumbs or little savory things, unless you're super diligent by doing that, you can be kind of very stagnant in your jiu-jitsu in terms of your jiu-jitsu development. Look at that, I'm reaching right behind those legs. You hear me slap him when I grab that? So anyways, that's why I think that journal comes in handy, is because it keeps you accountable. It's essentially like having like an analyst or a head coach in your brain. And I like to write in there exactly after I get done a practice, or like when I'm doing an instructional and I'm trying to figure something out here. Look at this. I'm trying to set them up for a little pendulum sweep again, but I don't have my guard. So that's what's kind of cool about the closed guard, is you just pummel for the back take too. That was kind of cool. Okay, here I go. I'm wrestling for Sean coming up. I was trying to give him a little bit. He did a great job elevating me. Sean's funky a little bit, you know? But here, I remember this part. Trying to cut my corner here. Yeah. Go for the bolo, take his back. He's such a good sport, dude. He's so much fun. And he just tries, and he's just got a great attitude. So it's a blast to roll with him and mess around with him. And he's always down. I know I said his knee was kind of bothering him a little bit here, but he's always down to mess around and try stuff and help out. Looks like our round's ending here. This is the final one. This is our rule. So instead of just stopping at the buzzer, like, time won't save you. Like in this one, we make it so you have to finish the round. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Get yourself a journal. Stay tuned for UFC this weekend. It should be kind of sick. I'm wearing the Fire Island shirt. This is iconic. It's throwback during COVID times. This is when I started jiu-jitsu during COVID. So right on. Have a good one, guys.